Okay, what is my number one most annoying thing about this laser so far? It's the exhaust. The exhaust fumes leak everywhere because the unit is not perfectly sealed up, so my whole garage, my whole workspace stinks from the cutting materials. So what I've done is use aluminum HVAC tape as well as foam tape. The foam tape I placed right back here, right on top of the fan, this fan cover right here, to build it up. That way when the lid comes down, it settles on top of here, so there's no exhaust fumes going back out there. I still get a little bit of fumes. I don't know where it's coming from. I've also sealed up. There's another behind here. There's a pass-through. There's a material pass-through for long materials that go all the way on and back, and there's this plug right here, this silicone plastic plug that plugs that really long rectangle hole back there. I've sealed that up with some foam tape also. I've sealed this Airbox up with foam tape. You can see how ugly of a job that is, but I don't care. There's a foam tape sealing all the gaps there. Back here, I've made in the previous videos I've said that I made the inlet holes larger. That way these pipes can fit better over it. So I've done that. I've also taped this down with taped the pipe to the hole with aluminum tape, and then I clamped it down. This goes for this pipe, as well as this pipe here that goes into the machine. And still something smells bad. And I've also closed up, you can't really see it, but there's a like a Wi-Fi symbol shaped hole out there that I've sealed up with aluminum tape also. And I know that my exhaust line here is not leaking because there's no smell coming out of there. And I've also taken my air quality meter and kind of ran it all over the entire exhaust chain, and only this somewhere over here gets the highest readings. And so I assume it's probably the Airbox, or somewhere in the machine there's still a hole leaking somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure. So the recent sealing I did was this, the Airbox. I haven't actually tested it yet, so I'm going to do some more cuts today and see if it actually smells bad. Oh yes, I've also put some tape, rubber tape here. That way when it closes, it kind of forms a little bit of a seal because there's a gap here and a gap back here. And this is PVC tape because I ran out of foam tape, but it kind of sticks downwards. It's tacky. It doesn't stick down. It's just kind of tacked on. So that way I can still, open up the cover easily. What else? So get yourself some foam tape to try to reduce and aluminum tape to try to reduce the exhaust coming out of the machine. Doing what I've shown you here reduced the smell just a little bit, but it's still not completely perfect yet. In another video, once my new exhaust setup comes, I'll have a built-in air filter within the line. So I'm gonna get this out of the equation, get the Airbox out of here. That way I can free up some table space and also reduce the amount of lines that are coming in and out and bending and reducing airflow. So I'll eventually have an exhaust line that goes straight from the machine to the air filter and out of the house, and that's it. Instead of machine to Airbox down to exhaust. And that's pretty much it for this video. Nice and short. I just wanted to talk about the main gripe I have with this machine so far, but otherwise in terms of cutting and operations, it's great. It's just the exhaust fumes get me nauseous, and it's not good for you either to breathe that kind of stuff in. That's it.
I have my gas mask on right now, and as you can see, with all my sealing, it's still reading unhealthy while the machine's working. This is cutting 6mm MDF at 5mm a second. Now it's in the red. don't know where it's leaking from. Could be these foil pipes back here, because these are known to leak and have microscopic holes. Who knows? Let's take it down the line. Let's check out my fan. Nope, you can see the numbers are dropping, so it's near closer to the machine. Yep, it's dropping, so it's not over here. As we move closer to the machine, looks like it's dropping. Sorry if you guys can't hear me. I'm behind my gas mask. Maybe I'll take it off a little bit. Let's move it back here. Up, it's climbing again. So it's somewhere around this area here. This back area. Somewhere around this back area here.
Okay, so I've sealed, I think, pretty much every hole that this machine has, and now I concluded that it's probably the standard, these things that they give you, it's probably leaking through the micro pores within the single layer aluminum tubing, because look at that. Once I start the machine, it just goes up high. And again, if we move this down the line, let's say to the next leaky point, which is the fan itself, you can see the numbers just start dropping. So these dual layer PVC aluminum inside, they don't leak as far as I know, and are way better than the, you see the numbers are dropping, way better than the full aluminum single layer ones that they give you from the factory. So this thing is like leaking probably more so at the closer to the air filter, because here my big fan is drawing things out, so it probably doesn't leak as much. But where it gets backed up is here. We'll watch the numbers rise. Oh, actually, sorry, my cut is already done, so numbers aren't going to rise. Alright, but yeah, I'm thinking that it's leaking within the pipe itself and not the connection, not the joints at all. We'll test my theory once my new air filter arrives and my new exhaust setup arrives.